hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting the random stuff being done in my room. Eee, what a surprise. I'm like, yo, what is this jump scare? It's like, thanks. But it's okay, you know, now I'm here. So the main goals are, of course, to finish the operator records in the module, and then start the event. Woohoo! At least a little start. Just So without further ado, Dragon Breakers. Okay, operator record. Actually, wait. Yeah, this is the one, right? Braid is currently not braining. So the operator record, a knight's journey. The knight enters the snowy mountains to defeat the shadows of the past. Aw yeah, so edgy. Man, my room is so hot right now. I think it's because of the construction as well. A knight softly sighs on the terrace of a trag bar.
Harsh winds these days, friend. Bet you don't stay out there too long. Something up? Wild sighs. Aren't you on vacation? I'm fine. I've been in Iraq for just a few days now, but whenever I'm outside, kids circle up to point and laugh at me. A little tiring is all.
Wow, why are the kids doing that? So freaking mean.
Haha, they don't mean anything by it. Your Cashmere's a knight, no? Some of your people have been showing off in Chirag recently, and the kids want to try on your armor.
Freaking kids. I'm not gonna lie, I would also want to try on the armor too, so...
The standard issue competition armor, it's not exactly high-end stuff. Competition? Are you here for the Black Knight, maybe? Oh, you know the Black Knight? Of course, all of Chirag knows her. Couldn't find you a single soul here who hasn't met her. What is she into? What makes her angry? What does she actually care about?
Dude.
I'm actually a fan. I want to know everything about her.
Dude.
Settle down, fella. Ask away. I know her well enough. If she weren't so busy, I'd figure a way to let you meet her even. What keeps somebody busy in Chirag? Don't believe the foreign nonsense. Chirag's so poor that it only has snow. Now you hear. Look at the newly built streets out there. Chirag is changing day by day. I mean, by the day. How we have lots of places needing more hands. It's true some spots are still a little poor, but one day, each and every one of Chiragander's people will rise up from the valleys. But the time isn't now, is it? Heh, that's where you're wrong. Now when everything's starting up, is the most interesting of times. So you're telling me the legendary Black Knight has been busy lately? Busy laying bricks in Chirag? Actually, I haven't a clue what she's been up to lately. I haven't seen her in the city for a while now. Been a while since our last chat. Sounds like you aren't that close to her. It would seem that way.
Another sigh on the terrace. Truth be told, I met the Black Knight yesterday. It was our second meeting. Rain. Many years ago, when I had just become a competition knight, the General Chamber told me my debut fight wouldn't be in the arena. They wanted us to rush over to the city outskirts to intercept and prevent a determined and unstoppable warrior from leaving. Fortunately, the younger me only happened to spot her from afar before she kicked a little rock in my direction, hitting me square in the head. I woke up in the hospital and eavesdropped on the gossiping nurses, where I learned the others had gotten hit by her greatsword instead, and their fates were beyond miserable. You got let off lucky. It was then that I knew the Black Knight would be the focus of my life. Are you serious, dude? My goal is to defeat her. Oh, alrighty. Wow. Yesterday... Freaking guy.
What exactly do you want? Heh. I didn't think you remember me. I don't. But you've been dialing here for so long, you're interrupting my work. Then let me tell you of a young knight many years ago on the outskirts of Kashmir. What? Put the file beast down first!
Dragon Breaker stops in her tracks and sizes up Chilly Knight. In her arms rest 4 or 5 foul beasts, with many more scurrying around her on the ground, letting out the occasional cry. Adorable!
Never mind, I'll keep it brief. Because of you, I've endured years of humiliation and hardship. I finally made a name for myself in the arena, becoming a well-known knight with a string of victories under my belt. All for one reason. A real match against you, here and now. You even brought a camera with you.
Why?
Afraid I'll capture the Black Knight's pathetic defeat? Heh. Draw your greatsword. I'll take it you accept my challenge, so long as you brandish it.
She looks away. Before the chilly knight can even wonder why, Dagonbreaker suddenly bends down to scoop up a foul beast that is dashed over to your feet. Bro, her greatsword is not even here. Yeah, did you know rocks hurt, and thus I then decide this battle be legendary.
You should go. Stop bothering me with this nonsense. I didn't think the Black Knight of Catching Mirrors would refuse a fight. Did the Dark Steels wound your courage along with your body?
Throw another rock at him.
A fight? Each and every one of you comes with cameras in hand. I suspect you're just trying to get some B-roll for your commercials. I'm retired, so think whatever you want. Don't get in my way. So, you're just willingly staying here in the depths of this old forest, following orders and doing pointless busy work?
Dude, she's busy taking care of some chickens. Let her farm.
And you saw our local could deal with these runaway foul beasts. Don't we competition knights? No, don't all warriors exist to duel and push ourselves to the limit?
Do you think you can push her to the limit?
Are you done? Let me through.
She's so used to this. While Chilly Knight is busy rambling away, Dagonbreaker has managed to capture all the foul beasts, and briskly walks past her agitated visitor without even returning a glance.
I'll bring your true self back. You will draw your blade, Black Knight.
You don't even know her true self.
Madam Dagonbreaker, I have finally found.
Calm down. Did Hans wander off again?
Hans? Phew, of course you know.
I'll look for him once I'm done returning these foul beasts. Give me a moment.
Your grandson lost or something? What? Grandson? Hans is my outpost burden beast.
To such a trivial matter, the Black Knight nods with a smile, as he thinks about the cold and dismissive attitude she showed him. Chilly Knight clenches his fists. Krua! The sudden display of anger startles the barkeep, drawing the other customers' curious looks.
Sorry, I lost my cool. All good. I don't even know what that kuva means. Many tourists come to Chirag just to let off steam, you know. Run off into the mountains, yell their hearts out. Why not give it a try? But the Black Knight lingers in my mind. Right. Do you know anything else about her? Let me think. Many years ago, when she was still new here, the old boss would ask her to help whenever we had too many supplies to deal with. I was just a nobody who helped out with odd jobs then. Had no inkling of her foreign name, but one night...
Yeah, he would need elite allies on his side. But even then, he just might be knocked out with another pebble.
Yo, you the knight or whatever they're talking about? A guy here told me you could drink from dusk till dawn, and still manage to walk straight back home. Who told you that? Don't you worry about it. We're not going to give up our rep just yet, so don't even think about leaving the place if you can't drink past us. I have one condition. All of you write down your home addresses on a piece of paper first. Easy. Wait, what did she want with their addresses? Slow down, pal. Those punks regretted the challenge after the first mug. Dagonbreaker finished a bottle and 2 chugs without even pausing. They started to play dirty, saying they'd take turns against the Black Knight, but she was downing mug after mug for 2 hours straight. By then, all the drunken louds were passed out on the floor, as she carried them back to the outpost. Only then did I realize what she wanted the addresses for. No one ever dared to bother her like that again. Ha ha! An incredible story, but that doesn't tell me about her interests or character.
It does, dude! That just shows how good she is. She can drink everyone under the table, and she's nice enough to take them home. This guy...
Don't you get it? She loves booze most of all. How else would she have won the drinking contest? Well... just listen to him rabble. Him babble. The man is practically a stranger to her. Fine. If you're so chummy with her, share some wisdom, will you? I sure will. Listen to me, buddy. Know what Dagenbreaker loves most? Angling.
I love these stories about her. It's all just slice of life.
Madam Dagenbreaker, you've been here for almost a whole day now. It's fine to go back empty-handed. This is your second try at fin catching after all.
No, I haven't.
Come on now. I'll give you some lures next time. You'll surely...
Quiet. The pole moved. Dagenbreaker wields the rod as coolly as if it were a blade in her hands. She holds her breath, then swiftly flicks upward. Only the hook remains on the line, with the bait nowhere to be seen. Oof.
Aw, don't worry about it. There's always next time. Madam?
She just dives into the water. She's triggered.
When she emerged from the lake holding a huge fin beast, she won all of our respect. After all, someone who never fails to catch is someone we can ask for the occasional spare meat. Of course, she eventually improved her angling skills, but that's a story for another time.
Nuh-uh. Hello.
When did you get here, girl? Out with you.
Let me finish. I seen Dagenbreaker releasing the fin she caught back into the lake. She loves all little animals here.
Surely she likes hunting more.
No. Dagenbreaker. Are your parents out? Are you looking for them? I was passing by and remembered delivering some medicine here 3 months ago. For your sickly baby sissy beast. Is it better now? Yeah. Oh, careful! She is the goat. I love that. A sissy beast charges straight for Dagenbreaker, then shakes its head in pain as she remains completely still. The chakra watches as Dagenbreaker crouches down to stroke the sissy beast's neck, and gradually calms it down. It's grown so big in such a short time. I'm glad. Ever seen somebody get rammed by a sissy beast and shrug it off like nothing happened? She comforted it for a good while, and she even reminded me to feed it when she left. Heh, you're belittling her with her animal lover talk. With the animal lover talk.
You think the same?
Exactly. How could the Black Knight possibly be into such things? Dagenbreaker has a secret only a select few know. Madam Dagenbreaker? What are you doing sitting in the snow? I have a rare pocket of spare time today, so I wanted to find a quiet place to relax. If there's nothing you need my help with... of course.
I know, she was practicing her swordplay in the snow, yearning to return to her competition days, but she didn't want to show off to the locals.
Of course not.
Then what?
I'm sure of it. She was ready to become a follower of Chiragander.
Huh?
Thank Chiragander, for Dagenbreaker is definitely one of us.
Wait, what does that have to do with your Chiragander?
Chiragander taught us that meditating in the snowy mountains is a way to attain wisdom. Even a woman as remarkable as Dagenbreaker is sure to find new insights this way. So young man, if you wish to understand Dagenbreaker, you ought to study Chirag's culture. You're just gonna leave you more confused. In the dark of night, the crowd has long gone home, leaving only the barkeep wiping down glasses as Chilly Knight remains seated by the window in silence.
Didn't get your answer. I prepared for over a decade.
Oh, my door opened. It was Mom. That was kind of funny. She asked, like, do you want the door open or closed? I'm like, closed. I had it closed for a reason.
I prepared for over a decade just to defeat the Black Knight. News spread about how she showed her might to the Victorians, so I decided to rush over to Chirag immediately after my arena fights. I didn't expect the invincible Black Knight to be reduced to a country bumpkin, displaying only the most trivial of interests.
She was not reduced. This is how she be.
I suppose the talk of her facing the Victorians was just baseless gossip spread by troublemakers. What makes you say that? I wasn't there myself, but there were plenty of witnesses. Why not go around again? Save it. Sorry, but I haven't heard a shred of truth from anyone here the past few days.
Untruthful.
A warrior's obsession may seem strange to outsiders, but I won't force you to understand either. Since the Black Knight has willingly shed her glory, I'll take my leave. Thank you for your hospitality. Alright. But come on, friend. Look at the weather outside. That's Shrag for incoming blizzard. Why not stay one more night? I'll give you a discount with a bottle on the house, so you can leave Shrag with a good impression. A plain old blizzard isn't much to me. I'm used to navigating harsh weather. Well, you don't know the blizzards here often come with avalanches. So, how do you deal with them? I'll learn. Deal? Ha ha. We just accept our fates. Save for Dagenbreaker. It's been a few years since Carlin Trade installed a warning system. Now they ban people from going up the mountain when they detect a potential avalanche. But she doesn't care. The worse the weather, the deeper into the mountain she goes to see which one's making trouble. She'll find the right spot, and with a few huffs at the falling snow, everything's settled in a blink. I was lucky enough to witness it twice. Heh. Much more exciting than watching recordings of her fights in Kashmirish. So you mean she drew her greatsword and countered the avalanche with her martial prowess? Sword? I don't know what method exactly, but she did look all ready to fight. Are you pulling my leg? Humph, I swear by Tergander, it's all true. May she bury me in snow if I utter a single lie, so deep that Dagenbreaker can't find me. Then, do you have any mountaineering gear here, sir? What? You don't want to leave anymore?
I gotta see this. Heck yeah. Chilly Knight turns around to look out the window towards the distant snow-capped peaks merging with the dark clouds in the vast haze.
I changed my mind. Shrag is indeed a wonderful place.
Wow, now he realizes. Oh man, though, imagine if she had both peak physicality and arts. The blizzard descends, every house on Shrag bolts their doors and windows shut, ready to weather Tergander's ordeal. Among the snow-covered mounts is but a single soul still wandering the peaks. This is a rare break for Dagenbreaker. All along on the winding mountain path with no one else in sight, the cold and wind only help to clear her mind. She lifts her head waiting for an opportunity.
Here it comes.
She quickens her steps, leaving a trail of footprints going forward. Her heels halt beneath blocks of snow shaking atop a single solitary peak.
Heh.
A snow block falls, and she steps forward, drawing the dual Dagenbreakers at her waist. She aggressively swings at a waterfall of snow, turning it into a tiny snowflakes behind her, until she sees within the falling snow a dark figure dropping down from on high.
What?
Shortly after, a muffled yet familiar voice comes from the snow.
Krua! Blech, Org. My helmet's full of snow now. Your voice... Snide drag. You again. I didn't think I'd hear Kashmirian profanity here.
Chilly Knight is still shaking the snow off his body as he turns to the source of the voice. The Dagenbreaker he was hoping to find, with weapons in hand.
The Black Knight! I knew you returned! Now this is the real you!
Bro. Dagenbreaker looks at her own weapons and realizes something.
Don't get the wrong idea now. I, Chilly Knight, but Tergander's my witness. Accept your challenge!
I want her to throw another rock at him.
May your blade be swift! Where's that greatsword of yours? Why the 2 sticks? Bruh. I'm in no mood to attempt it. I'm in no mood for your attempted comedy. Was it Avalanche you're doing? Pretty good, yes, that was me. An outsider and a troublemaker, starting an avalanche is perhaps reason enough to wield my Dagenbreakers. We may be surrounded by snow, but falling all the way down from such a height will leave you injured. A flesh wound won't stop me. I waited over a decade for this moment, and any flaws in my plan can be patched afterward. The whole of Kashmirish will know of my valiant victory over the Black Knight. You have a death wish then.
Has Chilly Knight presses record on his camera? Of course, he still has the camera. The Black Knight leaps forward, swinging her weapons as she did years ago. Their weapons clash repeatedly as Dagenbreaker forces her challenger down to the foot of a small mountain. Chilling Knight grits his teeth and leaps up from the dead end he was forced into. His opponent's slightly late swing smashes into the mountain, sending rock flying everywhere. Yes, the rock! She follows up with a kick, sending a small stone flying at Chilling Knight, as she had many years ago on the outskirts of Kashimirish. He flicks his blade, slicing into two. He's like, not again! The knight walks back up the mountain as Dagenbreaker returns to a fighting stance as they face each other once more.
I knew it. I'm not the only one who remembers that fateful day.
She doesn't even remember. That's just her go-to move, dude. It's muscle memory.
Our first meeting, on the outskirts of Kashimirish, you kicked some rubble in my direction and struck me in the head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ha ha, even if your actions have just betrayed your thoughts. Unfortunately, in the days since we last met, I've become more than an easy target for you to manipulate at will. I'll send this next strike straight through your heart. You won't. You turn an avalanche into a farce. Immersing yourself in delusion for too long will only dull your mind. Ha ha ha! The Black Knight dares to boast of force. This is truly...
A faint rumble interrupts his sentence. The knight looks up and realizes their fight has triggered a new avalanche. A waterfall of snow crashes down with boulders in tow. Well, you may have blocked a single pebble, but look at that, it's a boulder. Stones collide with metal, and a few momentary muffled screams follow, leaving Chilling Knight collapsed on the ground and submerged in snow.
I expected no less of a 3-time champion. Could the tournaments be easier now than they once were? Becoming a victim of the Black Knight's blade, rods, is my honor.
Dude. You don't deserve death. But Shirai will no longer welcome you after deliberately causing an avalanche. You'll be exiled.
No, wait. You're still so powerful even now, Black Knight. If you return to Kashimirish, you can claim back your championship title at will.
She doesn't want that, dude.
You might not know it, but the competition scene has been declining ever since the Radiant Knight retired. There are many looking forward to return. The General Chamber of Commerce has even issued a statement that they're willing to make some concessions for you. I already told you, I'm retired. No matter what Kashimirish offers me, I'm not going back. But, alright, say Kashimirish is out of the question. There are many more places that could use your might. So why here? There's nothing but snow and mountains. Even a man as foolish as I knows a warrior's life only sees value from fighting for as long as we can. Are you so content to waste your life in Chirag? Could it be you actually believe the nonsense written in those scriptures?
That's enough. Save your energy. Like, don't talk bad about the people of Chirag. Get exiled, bro. What is the value of a Lithanian who cannot use arts? Dagenbreaker had no answer for this. And so she took her scrappy equipment all the way to Kashimirish. There and then, she thought the glorious land of the knights could give her an answer. It was rare for her to experience failure, even in her younger days, and her successive victories only solidified her belief that the answer lay in the future arena. Until she reached the peak with no one left to fight, and no meaningful answers either. Some Kashimirishans told her enjoying opulence is what drives them. Her desires would outgrow what she could gain. Trying to understand this took more energy than her actual fights. All her experiences only made her certain that in the end, the so-called excellent life was absolutely boring. Any grand pretense was only born from the desire to continue living, striving to spice up a boring life. Like, she enjoys this life a lot more.
No. The most important thing I gained in Kashimirish was the refusal to believe in any lofty ideals. When I realized Kashimirish only gave me egregiously packaged vanity, I chose to leave. As for the pure duel you lot love to talk about, I only found it when I first faced off against an avalanche here. When I rescued avalanche victims off the mountains, I knew that is where I'd stay. So you can't get this out of your head.
The competition knight is nowhere to be seen, replaced by a mysterious, crude snowman. Dagenbreaker softly sighs and knocks away the snowman's head, revealing a familiar metal helmet. There's no response, but warm steam escaping from the helmet vents indicates the presence of life within. Well, he was recording. Hopefully, he recorded that speech. As usual, the locals wait for Dagonbreaker to return from the mountain where the avalanche occurred, but today she comes back with a man on her shoulder.
Glad you're late, madam. I bet my friends you wouldn't be on time today.
It's best not to mess with an avalanche at all. Tyrgander's wrath is not so easy to forecast. Dagonbreaker nods. Perhaps she has not noticed it, but she has long since grown used to responding to the locals' concern for her well-being.
Madam Dagonbreaker, thank you for finding Hans. Now we're back to business. Perfect. I just so happen to need this man sent to the station. Get him back to Kashimirish. That's where he belongs.
I want to fight Tyrgander. Ah, this mount is part of Tyrgander, thus this will make for a good warm-up. Like, Char must be having a lot of fun seeing that. She's entertained. I feel so bad for her if she has to deal with that kind of thing so often when it comes to, like, Mr. Chilly Knight. Oh, that guy. Freaking guy. And now for the next module. Operate record. Now experimenting, a drop of courage, a pinch of determination, a dash of foresight, and finally, the steadfastness to accept no less. That is what an Elena is made of. Okay, we're at the lab. Ryan Defense Section Responsibility and Identification Report. Intern Researcher Elena Urbica. Violation of Laboratory Operation Procedures. Violation of Researcher Safety Code. Violation of Defense Section Rescue Plans. Return to the site of the liquid originium leakage without permission and reactivate the abandoned experiment reaction device. Disrupting the defense section's predetermined rescue procedures, leading to a more difficult rescue. Elena takes a deep breath. It's so over. Now the defense has sent me the responsibility and identification report, considering Director Sawyer's personality. I'm so fired. Elena takes a look at the laboratory around her. Her equipment and instruments are piled in the corner of a common workspace. On her desk is her unfinished report, as well as half a bag of stimulants left behind from yesterday. Oh, what a shame. This is my first big experiment, and I'm getting the pink slip before I could achieve anything. Assisi's bound to find out sooner or later, too. She's going to worry. But I guess I should prepare. She sighs, sets down the report in her hands, and starts picking up her things on the desk and putting them into her bag one by one. This guy. Director Clooney. Why is the director here? Are things that serious?
Intern Researcher Elena Urbica.
Yes, it's me. Did an experiment of this caliber really call for a visit from a director? Elena, what's your data point right now? 1.39. Hasn't changed. Yeah, I guess it's the first meeting. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Right now I'm looking at Elena's record. What's going on? It's the 23rd day. All the other data points are fine. Normally, I would have gotten results last week, but it's not reacting whatsoever. It's stressing me out so much.
Kid, why don't you come over for a cup of tea?
No, Wally. I'm not in the mood for tea.
How about this then? I'll teach you a good way. Fill this out and you won't be so stressed out anymore.
What is this? Experiment project application form? Why should I fill this out?
So you stop looking at this experiment that's half abandoned by the project. Instead, try thinking about what you'll do for your next experiment, how you'll get results, and do that. Look at me. The first thing I did when I got to work was grab a cup of tea. With my last experiment dead in the water, I'm starting to figure out my next idea. That's how things go. We're doing research. Nowhere are we going to succeed every single time. Elena, if you're really worried about that Ferdinand's going to fire you, stop wasting your time on this. He's not going to care about a single experiment. All he's going to say is, Ryan has thousands of experiments going every day. All I care about are the results in the end.
You do a good Ferdinand. But this experiment isn't anything on that level. This is a fundamental data experiment of B25. It's my first big one. I put in lots of effort to get this project. It's way too important to me, and I can't give up the chance to participate in a huge project just like that. If you have a backup plan to remedy things, he's not going to be that bothered by this one experiment. At most, he'll chew you out in person. At most. Shudders. Right now, I'm suffering from the heat, and my nose is suffering from all the sawdust in my room. But it's okay. I'm just gathering more scuff luck. Ah ha ha ha. I still haven't met Director Clooney. Why does it seem like everyone in Energy is scared of him?
You'll know as soon as you talk to him. Trust me, when he gives you a compliment, it's going to feel way worse than when he reprimands you.
But you still chose to join Energy?
Well, you gotta hand it to him. He's a real force to be reckoned with. If you happen to work on a project he leads, on just that one project, the experience you'll earn is worth years of fiddling on a project by yourself. The only problem is, not a lot of people catch his eye. Sometimes, there's not even one in a year.
That's the reason why most of us chose to join Energy. Isn't that what you're here to? Well, yeah. I heard about his achievements when I was still in college, and I figured he must be a really exceptional man, and that my dreams would definitely come true if I went to Energy. Besides, it's not so strange for a man as peerless and respected as him to have a bit of a temper, right?
Humph.
Elena sits her arms on the table and props herself up. Humph. I swear to God, I will find the problem with that experiment. This is my first experiment and a fundamental data point of B25. It wasn't easy for me to earn this chance. If the two old fossils back home were to catch wind of this, they'd say I should have followed their decision and drag me back home to join them in their chicanery. Stacy would be so worried too. Yeah, I don't buy it. How's this possible? Is it really not going to yield any results? Well, hang in there if you're so enthusiastic about it. Good luck. Bzz, bzz, bzz. What's that noise? Is that the alarm? Is something wrong? Temperature? Humidity? Let me check the numbers. Indoor originium concentration?
What?
Oh. Elena shoots out of her seat and dashes straight toward the base's alarm system. What's going on? The laboratory's originium concentration is way above alarm levels. Is there a liquid originium leakage? Hurry, put on your masks. Defense, this is Site 013. The internal environmental originium concentration has exceeded the limit. We think there might be a liquid originium leakage. We sounded the alarm and told everyone to evacuate, but we need defense here to help us. Yes, Site 013. The originium concentration has far exceeded limits. We don't know the source of the leakage. We need immediate assistance. Well, at least she's on about it. So as soon as I noticed the originium concentrations were way too high, I pulled the alarm, reported the incident to defense, and notified all the personnel on the base to evacuate. I stopped my experiment and sealed any material that could easily react to the high concentrations to keep the follow-up damage control work as easy as possible. I also notified our subcontractors and the Pioneer base. I only saw glances of the special PV because the game update. It's so funny how the game update forces you to see it. This is my first project at Rhine, so after that
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Ferdinand's eyes sweep that desktop that Elena is halfway through cleaning up.
You're cleaning up?
Yes.
You've only 7 minutes of my time. Put your things down and look at this.
Is this the data report? It's out already? Director, are they valuable data? Are they very important?
No. You craftily wasted the resources I gave you and filled my inbox with the defense section's responsibility identification reports. I hope you remember every safety notice on that wall.
I'm very sorry, Director. I wasn't able to submit the experiment's data results before the due date. I'll sort out the rest and hand it to the next overseer. I will talk to the project's manager about the problems I caused because of the delay and do my best to remedy all this.
Very well, but I don't care about any of that. What I want to know is why you went back to the laboratory.
Because I thought I heard something. Bzz, bzz, bzz. pretty sure I heard something just now. Did my experiment's reaction indicator go off? Finally made it out. Goodness, how many people are there? Are they going to fire for a blunder like this? Did it finally start reacting?
Good for you, Elena. You really don't have to worry about your experiment anymore. From the looks of it, just about all the projects on the site will be delayed.
What the hell's going on? What are people even doing here? Wally, we've had experiments that succeeded in the usual environments before, right?
Yeah, we did. We usually call those the providence of truth. If luck's on your side, it's bound to happen once or twice. Hold on. Mind checking if I got my protective mask on properly? I'm kind of worried still.
Alright. No, I'm pretty sure I heard it. My experiment's reacting. Are we safe here? You sure we shouldn't run a little farther? Into a shelter or something? You maniacs! We're gonna get infected! This is completely against the terms of that contract we signed. What's the big deal? As long as we're alive. At least there's a girl telling you to run this time. Hold on. Hey, did any of you see Elena? Why isn't she here? Bzz, bzz, bzz. Elena makes her way to her desk. In the empty laboratory, the blaring alarm and the noise of the indicators are jumbled together in dissonance. The originium concentration here has already reached a level that can easily infect humans. On the lab table left cluttered because of the sudden evacuation, the abandoned experiment is reacting to the originium leakage, with its indicator dial swinging rapidly, as though it is outputting all the results that previously never appeared all at once. The terminal's display to the side is quickly displaying a number of the experiment's data points as the alarm's light flashes to no end. I knew it! I knew I heard it! I knew it! I knew it! It moved! Finally, results! Sparing no time to fetch the chair that she had kicked to the side, Elena kneels in front of her desk and quickly records each and every data point. The readout is 1.97. I need to plug into the formula and calculate the results. Environmental concentration. Save file. Who's still in there? Elena leans down and keeps quiet. She picks up her recording's pace. Girl. We've cleared this area already. Is there still something inside? Rescue target's location confirmed. We missed someone earlier. There's no time. Last row. Well. Sheesh. 140 pulls got Enya. 2 times 2 off banners, Jessica Alter, and Texas Alter. Sheesh. It was my first project, and I really took it seriously. I did some pulls so far. I need to gather more. When I found out that it finally started to react, my immediate guess was that the parameters environment I was operating the experiment then were too idealistic, and it didn't reach the prerequisites for the reaction to occur. I had to record the results I got in a high originium concentration environment. Even if the data were just an anomaly, it would definitely help our experiments in the future. And even if it wasn't going to yield any results, I had to make sure. That's why I went back.
You have 4 minutes left, is that it? This is hardly a special reason at all.
Yeah.
And what was the first thing you asked me after you got the report?
Are the data valuable?
They aren't. Are you going to snatch them back?
I will.
And your reason?
I don't want to give up on the results of my hours upon hours of work, even if they've already been abandoned by the others. But having put in so much effort for so long, I didn't think that much about it. A reaction in the environment, it could very well be an all-new data point or formula, and that would be my achievement. If I could just reach that, I'll be going another step further. I could continue my experiment or research something more fundamental. Besides, I might just succeed, and I think I will.
Stop wasting your time. You don't have to tell me all that.
Ferdinand points out the window.
Researchers like you are a dime a dozen here at the site. Each and every one of them have been praised by just as many for their traits, intelligence, determination, and leadership. How many tons of scrap paper do you think they produce every day? When these qualities become commonplace, they're nothing special. You made a decision to chase the data. Not bad, but it wasn't enough. I don't need someone who wastes your time and risks your life for mere scrap paper.
But we had a liquid originium leakage at the time. I assessed the emergency at hand and...
No, what you need to assess is the value of the experienced data. Otherwise, all you did was make an impulsive decision. When you're free, you should spend a little time outside the laboratory. It should be greater foresight and knowledge that drive your decision. It should be those things that help you find results worth risking your life for, not didn't think that much about it.
I understand. Thank you for your guidance, Director. From here on out, I will first determine whether the results are worth it before making my decision, instead of letting my impulse drive me. But what if I determined that the data were very valuable in that kind of environment? Ferdinand's gaze snaps back onto her. He looks straight at Elena. Elena's looking up and right into his eyes. Like all the other students that sought his guidance, he smiles.
If it were me, I would have pulled the alarm a little later.
But... Ferdinand checks his watch and interrupts her.
Those people are also things that you have to assess beforehand. 7 minutes. Here's your document. Take it.
I understand. I've already put together all the remaining data from the last experiment and the relevant reports, and I'll finish the handover work as soon as possible. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused Energy, and I'll take care of this before I leave Rhine Lab.
Humph.
Hello. Elena looks around the laboratory one last time. In the end, her eyes land on the alarm system. If it were me, I would have pulled the alarm a little later. Huh? Elena shakes her head. I still pull the alarm first. The sound of Ferdinand's footsteps disappears down the hallway. Phew. Let's get back to it. Ooh, you had 5 mil LMD and you spent it all building the Emoji operators. Dang. What's this? There are 2 documents sitting on the desk that she had cleaned out. Elena picks them up. The top one is the report of the experiment's data that she fought so hard for. Too bad, the experiment's materials were destroyed. If I ever get the chance, maybe I'll try to reproduce it. Not sure if my next company will have Rhine's resources though. What's this? A confirmation of transfer to Energy Section Director Ferdinand's own projects? Huh? For real? Really? Elena lifts the confirmation up in the air, jumps up, and bumps her head into the corner of the cabinet. Ow. Sure. She cheerfully falls on the backpack that she had packed, and kicks her legs in the air as she repeatedly confirms the document's details. When her breathing finally stabilizes once more, she carefully puts away the confirmation. She brushes the hair feathers that she messed up during her bout of excitement, sits back down, and opens her backpack. If I'd known, I wouldn't have packed up my data report. Calm down, relax. Let's see, where exactly did the experiments go wrong, and why did it only start reacting in the end? Elias Ferdinand didn't seem sus there. He seemed decent. Unassembled clock. It's a present, one picked out by Astesia for her sister. But now, it's been a whole year since she asked the workshop her sister frequented for a full set of clock parts. The blueprint for the completed thing is her own design, down to the types and itty-bitty details of the parts. But the whole thing was entrusted to the mentor Jannie trusted most. It was meant for Astesia to personally give to Jannie at their birthday party. But the silly girl hadn't celebrated her birthday at home in ages, so she waits for the right moment. And in the end, she gives it to Jannie as a farewell present, the day she sends her off to university. She knows that Jannie is bound to like it. And Lena likes it indeed, and would love to assemble it, but looking at this pile of fragments, each a piece of art, she's struck by the feeling that she shouldn't complete it on her own. She needs to find some free time and take up a little of her older sister's when they can assemble it together. Or so she intends. She makes a note to herself on her pad before driving headfirst into her endless university courses and projects. It's always on her mind, always. Every time she meets her sister, as Jannie wants to yank her over to the dorms so they can complete the gift she gave her together, but she blinks. And deadline for her thesis, and the requisites for her defense, and the pressure of her projects all loom, sucking away all of her spare time. Every time she thinks of it, the crush of reality suppresses her urge. The struggles with school. Just E. I would like it if she became the energy section director instead of Ferdinand over the years. That would be nice. Some desires are untempered by time, but life and work are more than capable of postponing the realization of a wish indefinitely. Owing to some circumstances, she's now been sent out by Rhine Lab and become a Rhodes Island operator. Her Rhine Lab colleagues helped her pack everything, and she now stands in her brand new vacuum of a room, unpacking that minor mountain of personal belongings and experimental equipment bit by bit. She finds a box laden with dust, and those dolts back at the lab didn't even pack her dusting cloth. With no better option, she sounds a bell on the dorm room next door. First to say hi to her new neighbor, and second to borrow a rag to wipe off the dust. The door opens, and there's Astasia, who stuffs clean wet wipes and an all-purpose toolbox into her dumbstruck little sister's hands. One wonders if perhaps, after the sisters have finished sorting out the room, that's the sound of a clock we can hear. I like how they became neighbors. Say, hey, sister. I love Dragon Breaker's record. That was a good one. Mr. Chilly Knight, though. I still want to bonk him. Holy cow, Chilly Knight. He deserves to be bonked the most. Like, sheesh. Okay, and I'll switch over to my game, so boop. Do, don't mind me. Let's see, logging out. Switch. Yes. Alrighty.
Arknights.
Load, please. Okay. Got that. Oops, don't mind me. He couldn't classify as a real fan, unlike Harold. Like, Harold is cool. Harold's the greatest. 500, not bad. Like, I'm fine with 500. And now for retracing our steps. Let's see how retracing goes. Click. Train. Look at the lovely roses. And our game of chess. I want little sis to get an altar too. So far I only got the new 5-star. Oh, it's the bell. Oop. Ratos. Checkmate. Who's the next competitor? I see green. Look at a familiar face. The difference in the sibling situations. One fire, one ice. And then there's little sis. Man, they look so good. Look at how beautiful they are. Lobby music and first battle music are great. Ooh. And the event's good too, I can imagine. So we got Observatory Support Division, Oracular Riddles, Retracing Our Steps, Pilgrimage Through Blizzards. So we're starting off with Landslide. As she said, henceforth, you shall walk the path forward alone. Alone? I was happy that Rattata showed up in the PV. Even if it was just a tiny bit of her, only the top of her head. But yay for more Rattatos. Oh gosh, a lot's gonna happen during this event. Big bro and big sis have to step up a lot more.
Elegant young man. I believe you're wrong, sir. Victoria may be the strongest nation on Terra, for now, but there's no guarantee that such prosperity will last forever. We're all familiar enough with the history of Victoria's 4 golden decades, nourished by the legacy of Gaul. Times have changed, however, when Victoria's productivity advantages eroded, and her ambition to expand went unsated. The cracks of internal strife began to emerge beneath the surface. The last king attempted to mediate between the factories and the merchants, but failed to propose a new path out of the dilemma. His end was inevitable. The same was demonstrated by the coup in Lithuania not long after. Who emerged as a victor of the bloody struggle? No, it has been more than a decade since they hanged the Lord of Lions, but the repercussions of that coup linger to this day. The wheat of Brighton, the River Mersey incident. Have the Dukes been able to set aside their conflicts for even a moment in this past decade? Everyone believes that they will emerge the better for the struggle. Not one believes they're digging Victoria's grave together. If we do not see change soon, an intensifying civil war will be what defines Victoria in this new era. Powerful old woman. I heard that a most eloquent young man stole the show today. One would be forgiven for mistaking you for today's headliner. I meant no offense, Your Grace, Duke of Castor. I'd hoped to make the acquaintance of more people of wisdom at your manor, but I confess I find myself disappointed. Do you consider yourself worthy of a position as a Duke's advisor, or even the Speaker of Parliament then? Anyone can point out the ills that plague this nation. Curing it, however, calls for the proper means. A stroke of luck, even. It seems that I'm hardly the one who should be worrying about these things, though. What do you think? Heh. I remember your mother. You've inherited none of her humility or courtesy, but all of her boldness and irreverence.
I want to see Mama. Ooh. And in her altar form, she has AFK skill 2, which allows her to give you a blue base, a 3 block, and large HP by summoning blocks of ice. Ooh. And so the floor lava is ice. I can reach the whole map if given enough time. Dang.
And Theotis. You would hardly have found time for a distant relative from a distant land if I had not caught your attention this way. It was a rather inflammatory speech, but far from being enough to lay a foundation. Many young lads have visited this house, intending to make their names amongst the guests, so
so as to enjoy the adoration of others in high society. How do I know you're not one of them? I have little interest in becoming the guest of honor of the banquets of Victorian nobility. I simply bring a modest proposal. The resources of drag and the industry of caster complement each other perfectly. There is potential for equal cooperation. I am building drag's first transnational trading company. I would like to extend an invitation. Equal. In 30 years, the name drag will lie on the lips of all the nations of Terra. We have nothing to lose and everything to gain from cooperation between our two lands. I commend your courage, but I doubt you have the means to make such a promise, child. You will assent. As a consummate and visionary politician, you're well aware of the dilemma that Victoria faces, or should I say, the Duchy of Caster faces. You would not lightly dismiss any measure that could improve the situation, however slim the chance. The fact that I stand before you now is proof enough of that I'm worth investing in. Be thankful you are young enough that I can forgive your impudence. Answer me, then, young visionary, with your wit and guile. How does the country that is yet to adopt the Originium Circuit plan on becoming a name on the lips of the nations of Terra? Your doubts are well-founded. Industry and technology are certainly important. But for a nation, there are other things that are even more important. To be frank, the particular nature of Victorian politics may have clouded your eyes to the potential of a united nation. I believe. I want to see more Harold. And she stood up upon the highest peak, pointed to the lake in the distance, and spoke. Remember the path you walked, and let yourself forget. Fear the blizzard that is yet to come, and let not yourself be arrogant. Clutch your bows and arrows, pickaxes and hoes tight, and let not yourself be careless. Love your brothers and sisters, love your neighbors and friends, and love the rocks and hills, the grass and trees, as you would love your own siblings. Heed these words, and no calamity shall befall you, and your home and hearth will be safe forevermore. I know, right? Duke of Caster hasn't aged a single day. Which means that the Silver Ash siblings are gonna age beautifully too.
Saintess, it's almost time.
Have the doctors not found a way?
For years, the finest doctors of Trag and Victoria tried everything they could think of to purge the poison from the Great Elder. But in the end, it is not illness that takes him, but time.
I see. May I see him?
Of course. Please, deliver him in Terragander's name.
Enya gently pushes the door open. The dying man's chest barely moves as he lies on the bed. He seems to hear the sound and cocks his ear with great effort before opening his mouth meekly.
Enya, is that you?
Great Elder, how are you feeling? Would you like some water?
No. Listen to me, Enya.
What is your wish?
This day has been too long in coming. Do you think that this day had been too long in coming?
Of course not. You taught me many things.
You've done well, but I was a poor teacher, a poor elder. I was not even a pious child of Terragander.
Great Elder?
I haven't heard Terragander's voice for many years. I prayed day and night, recited the scriptures over and over. But she never answered my call. I was lost. I was afraid. But I had to keep going. I thought, if Terragander's will was to protect your people, it was not against your will to act in such a way. I wanted to strengthen the Phi-MD court's authority. I wanted the hearts of Terrag to be united and firm, but I erred in many ways.
One can lie to man, but no one can deceive Terragander. She sees all that we do. She knows all our errors and our repentance.
I know, I believed, but a long time passed, and I thought that I had not been punished by Terragander. And so, I stopped believing. Until last night, Terragander came to me in a dream. She did not reproach me. She simply walked in front of me, leading me to the lake, whose surface was like a mirror. And she said, "All the rivers shall converge upon this place." And then I knew my time was up. I want to repent. I must repent, but it's too late for me. Enya, tell me, honestly, do you still hear Cherigander's voice?
I mean, she's her head maid. Her followers must listen carefully to her teachings at all times. The noise of the land may deafen our ears to her voice, and the wind and snow blind our eyes to her teachings. But remember always that she is good, and those who forsake her walk on the wrong path. It is hard to be good than evil, to forgive than to hate, to be humble than to be proud. Those who tread this path must know that it is a treacherous one, but those who stray from it shall find it even hard to return. Rip to the elder. Stop making all the noise, Yucatan. Since when are you as restless as Sirius? I'm sorry, Matriarch, but I just can't help myself at a time like this. There's nothing I can do for her but pray. Always so uneasy. You and Sirius. She's my younger sister and the future Browntail Matriarch. A little thing like this should be no trouble at all. That idiot's in excellent health. You remember how she sneaked out to climb Mount Jungfrau when she was 8, and ended up breaking her leg when she fell? They thought she'd never walk again. In 2 months, she was running and jumping around like nothing ever happened. No one gave it a second thought. Are you really sure that there was no lingering effects? No, of course they wouldn't be. It was so long ago, and the doctors say she's healthy as a bird and beast. But can those Victorian doctors really be trusted? I'll have their heads if anything happens to my stupid sister. Godfredami, it's been 4 hours. Why haven't they come out yet?
Matriarch, report from Captain Monk.
Shut up. Don't bother me, whatever it is.
Understood. Let's take a deep breath, Matriarch. Cherigander will protect Russ. She's the gentlest woman I've ever met. Who would Cherigander watch over, if not her?
The gentlest woman you've ever met, dude, really? Dang, if she's the gentlest. The ladies here are scary. You're right. Cherigander. Oh, Cherigander, hear my prayer. I'm hardly the most pious of Cherigander's people, but now I muster all my piety in the hopes that Cherigander will grant this one favor. If Clan Browntail must be punished for our past transgressions, then let all that punishment fall upon me. I will accept your anger, your wrath, but please, spare my foolish sister. By Cherigander. Yeah, congratulations to them! Dear travelers, please note that train KT-392 departing from Lake Sobernerze, bound for Brig Pass, will be delayed by an hour due to inclement weather. Drag Rail sincerely apologizes for the inconvenience. Please speak to a staff member at the information desk if you require assistance. Are Victorian trains ever not late? Looks like they rubbed off on Drag Rail.
It's just a little wait, frankly. I'd rather stay here for a while longer than deal with those investors back home. At least they have good sissy milk here for free. Burp. But inclement weather, they say, doesn't look like it's snowing.
Agitated woman. I wonder what they're gonna end up calling the baby. Is it really gonna have a silly name? What's the hurry? The trains aren't running. Sorry, excuse me. Wait a minute. I've seen this trick before. You're a pickpocket, aren't you? Stop right there. Let me make sure you didn't steal anything. The woman breaks free of the hand grabbing her shoulder and runs in the direction of the crowd, vanishing into a sea of people. Huh? Hey, somebody, help! Thief!
Did you lose something, ma'am?
My purse, jewelry, terminal, huh? Everything seems to be here? But that one...
Probably some unfortunate sod trying to get on without a ticket. I told you this is Pious Chirag, not post-war Londinium. No one's after your purse. By Turgander, does trying to ride without a ticket get you hunted down by warriors in drag?
Found you. Madam Carolyn of Rhine Lab. I know who you are and what you've done. Come quietly unless you want everyone under the sun to know. The Vine Court will grant you a fair and impartial trial. First, give me what you're holding. The woman silently clutches the folder in her arms and thinks for a moment before crying out without warning. Run! Run! This abomination! The crowded station quickly descends into chaos at the woman's cry. The creator of the chaos once again disappears into the crowd. Damn.
Russ, so glad you're right.
How are they? The children?
Perfectly fine, your sister's taking care of them. Rest now, and don't worry about a thing.
Plural? Yucatan, there were a few times where I thought I was going to see Chirigander. Every little bad thing I ever did came flashing back before my eyes. Even the time when I climbed that tree to steal Falby's eggs when I was 8. Ooh, good night to you. What would Chirigander punish me for?
She already punished you, remember? The time you spent 2 months in bed. Don't worry about it, Russ. You made it through so much, now we've got another reason to keep going. We have to see Oak and Barry grow up.
Okay, not as bad. Oak and Barry. Welcome back, Professor Oak. And Barry. Oak and Barry.
Chirigander won't separate us.
Yucatan, is it snowing outside? It's a little cold.
I'll add some firewood and get you another blanket. Sleep well, Russ. The winter will pass, and we can go see the flowers by the lake when spring comes. All of us together.
Sirius closes her eyes and falls asleep quietly. It should be a moment of happiness. But Yucatan feels a rock in his heart. He looks outside, the clouds are thick and heavy, but the snow refuses to fall. This kind of weather is rarely seen in drag. Maybe we're in for a cold winter this year, Yucatan thinks.
When the winter passes.
Oakenberry. She's omnipresent. She cannot be sought. We need not question her existence. She's there when we choose to follow her. Do you remember this from the scriptures?
No, this is not how it should be. If she was omnipresent and cannot be sought, then who hears her will, and who...
You should rest, Great Elder. Don't let yourself suffer.
I see it, Enya. I see unprecedented calamity descending upon Mount Carlon. I see Originium bringing ruin to the land. I see her abandoning Jirag.
Caught up in a bout of excitement, the old man stares outside the window, his face warped and twisted, seemingly seething in anger, or engulfed by terror that defies description. He raises his withered arms, trying to grasp something, only for them to fall back down meekly. Finally, he quiets down, as though he has expended the last sliver of strength he had. Great Elder.
Enya, say a prayer for me. The final chapter of the Chirigander.
Well, that's an ominous way to go out, dude. And all the rivers shall converge upon this land, this place, at the end of it all. And you shall walk the path for it alone. And the path you shall walk lies beneath your feet. She sighs as she speaks those words. She turns around and disappears in the wind and snow from whence she came. Well... You have no hope of escape. The people at Trag know the wind and snow better than any outsider. Your arts are not effective here. We don't want to damage your relationship with Rhine Lab. Otherwise, I would keep you here by any means necessary and retrieve the military secrets that you stole. I'm not carrying your military secrets. I have no reason to believe you. You don't understand. Don't understand what? You don't understand what these data mean. How long do you think your god will protect you? You can't talk your way out of this. Wait. Was it the clouds? Run. I'm assuming catastrophe readings. And well, avalanche. The avalanche struck in an instant. A loud crack moved the mountains that had remained dormant for many years. Snow poured down the slopes, mixed with rocks and black crystals, and all creation was obscured by gray and white. The mountains trembled, the echoes lingered in the valley. Few could comprehend what had just happened. It was the first catastrophe in history to strike this place. Yep, catastrophe. Well. Tutorial! Oh, great tutorial. First snow, nobody could have predicted what would happen when the first snow fell. Oh, wonderful. Let's see how this goes. No fear, no pain. I wonder if there's any ice cream left in the freezer. I kinda want ice cream now. After this, for Kamen Rider ice cream. Yum. And by after this, I want to at least to the first stage so I can farm a bit. Gotta increase my trust after all. Huh? What happened?
This is a place Shirogane prohibits anyone from setting foot. She won't let anyone through. Look, it's a saintess statue. She uses it as a medium to repel intruders with avalanches. Just like earlier, avalanches will occur in the direction the saintess statue is pointing towards, pushing enemies with great force and dealing true damage.
All that just to drive some intruders away? Well, that's the most effective way to make them go away, is it not?
Enemies need only stepping into the avalanche area to raise the avalanche warning index, and the saintess statue's SP increases too. Once the warning index reaches a specific threshold, an avalanche will occur.
That's kind of fun. There's a big guy heading over there, headed our way.
Watch. The avalanche warning index increases based on the intruding enemy's weight. The heavier an enemy when they step into the avalanche area, the stronger Shirogane feels their intrusion, and the higher the avalanche warning index will climb.
That's interesting, so it's determined by weight. Ooh, almost there. I'll back you up.
The avalanche area is flashing up. An avalanche is about to strike.
What just happened?
Operators in an avalanche area will also increase the warning index and trigger avalanches. Triggering an avalanche will also push operators inside the area in the saintess statue's pointing direction by one tile. And they also take true damage.
At least that was a deployable tile behind me. Were not the case, I think I'd have taken even more damage.
No more room to fall back. Mind your surroundings and try your best not to trigger any more avalanches. We'll have to try and block enemies outside the avalanche area to keep Aurora safe.
I was hoping Shirogane could help us drive away our enemies. From this position, concentrating your foes in the avalanche area could prove advantageous, don't you think?
Let's leave it to the doctor to decide whether to keep the avalanches coming or not.
This will be fun. I think it's fine to have more avalanches. Yeah, the avalanches are fine. To me. No fear, no pain. Features a catastrophe, type 1 originium catastrophe. The most common type of catastrophe. Just merely natural activity. Oop, maybe I should have put him down a little bit more, but oh well, too late. This is fine. Well, now he's here to suffer. Hehe. Ta-da! Ooh, Carlin Treat R&D unlocked. Amidst the wailing foul beasts continue to circle above the snow, heralding news of death. More misfortune is still on the way, or still on its way. Ah, great, what a nice start. Fantastic, lovely. Great, just great. Mountains are scary, so I can believe there's like a natural vein. Kind of like, you know, how there's dormant volcanoes. Some volcanoes don't erupt for like hundreds of years. Or it's Godzilla's fault. Godzilla has returned. Okay, Milsis can go here. And I will take out Haruka. And I'll put in Dorothy for more trust. All for the trust grinding for a bit. Trust, trust, trust. Trust in the process. There she is, and boop. Good enough for now.
Team Alpha, drop the supplies in the east side clearing. Set medical tents in conjunction with the Pale Roshan reinforcements, and be ready to receive wounded.
Right.
Team Bravo, check your shovels and wineskins and look for survivors in the ruins of the train station. Be thorough and keep your ears open for any cries.
Alright, team. Grab your gear and follow me.
Try not to make too much noise. We could still be looking at a second avalanche. A team is on its way to investigate the mountains. Trust our people and trust in Chirigander's protection. By Chirigander. By Chirigander. By Chirigander. Time's a wasting. Get moving. Yes, sir.
Before the voices disperse in the cold wind, the servants of Clan Silverash are already on the move, spreading out on the snow in every direction. They are not the only ones here. The white tide has torn a gash in the piece.
Over here. Over here. This one's alive. Hang in there. You're a son of Chirag. You can take it. My leg. I can't move my leg. My leg is arg. Don't move. Somebody in the back. Report. We dug a hole, but his leg is pinned under a steel girder. If we can't get it out of the way, we'll need a surgeon to... No. I'll try to dig it open a little bit more. Okay. Good news. The girder's already broken. All we need to do is lift it up. All we need is a little elbow grease. Over there. All hands on deck. Hold tight. 1, 2, 3. Hurrah! Arg, it hurts. We've got a gap. Pull him out now. I got him. Take it easy. Lift him up and put him on the tarp. Careful not to pull the wound open. Slowly, carefully. Got it. Stretcher.
Out of the way, stretcher coming through. Suppressed, restrained cries, rescue, stretcher, survivors. The rescuers run back and forth on the white snow, their faces red with exertion, hot sweat dripping on the snow.
Take over from me here, Gulo. Save every soul you can. Right. But where are you going, sir? Suraktosh, is the rescue work in the south already done? No, not yet. Gulo's overseeing it. I came to find you. We're handling things here, no need to worry. The Browntails' help has already arrived, and they brought blankets and food. Madame Ratos wanted to come personally, but she seems to be otherwise engaged. I figured as much. We know what's going on, nobody blames her. Shishrak, the timing of this bloody disaster. It came out of the blue. There were no warning signs, no chance to prepare. Yes, that's why I came to you. You know the rules. This avalanche happened on Pale Roach land, and we're responsible for the mountains here. We've been watching the thickness of the snowpack. I've seen the records myself. Everything was normal. That's why I came to ask. Don't you have people at that research institute of yours whose job is to check on the mountains? What are they saying? Research institute? You mean Rhine Lab? Yeah, they spent all day in the mountains carrying all that newfangled gear. You're not telling me they didn't find anything, are you?
Yeah, that one lady seemed to know something. Hello, hello? Like, what would she do with the information? Like, sheesh. Like, oof, just oof. You believe that gigantic and freeze a catastrophe, specifically catastrophe storm, is seen in the wastelands? Because it's something you can anticipate, but this vein is a part of the mountain. Even if we have a natural vein, it doesn't have the environment which causes a reaction. Like right now, I'm just thinking, just because there are volcanoes here that haven't erupted in a while, it could just, for me, I'm thinking it's just a dormant volcano. It's bound to happen eventually. You can only stay dormant for so long unless it's a dead one. But Chirigander's alive and kicking. The land's alive and well.
Yeah, they spent all day in the mountains carrying all that newfangled gear. You're not telling me they didn't find anything, are you? They have their own projects to deal with, and they don't necessarily focus all their attention on the mountains. Besides, we came as soon as we heard about the avalanche. We haven't had a chance to find out what they know. Sir Ziona sent Dagenbreaker up in the mountains with a team. They should be back soon. This is sending chills up my spine. What in blazes is this avalanche?
The wind wails, carrying snowflakes with it. The man turns around and stares at the mountain. He may be a mountain among men, but he's a little more than a pebble before the silent mountains.
Is that...
A group is moving quickly down the snowy mountain path, heading for the two men.
Sir Matterhorn, we must let Sir Sionis know at once. What we found!
An investigator's expression is deathly pale, his fur boots wet and gray with dirty snow. In the wind, his rapid and ragged breathing sounds almost like wailing.
If there are no further questions about the framework agreement, let us now move on to the detailed terms of the agreement. First, concerning taxation of the joint Shrike-Hashi marriage mining endeavor.
Sir, Madam Dagenbreaker's outside. She has something to report.
Right now?
Yes, she says it's extremely urgent.
What's this urgent matter? We found this on the mountain where the avalanche occurred.
Dagenbreaker opens her gloved hand. A small black shard of orginium lies quietly in her palm.
On a mountain in Drag. If the mountain by the train station counts as Drag, both Gnosis and Rhodes Island have examined it. It's almost certain that...
Dagenbreaker looks around her, making sure there are no eavesdroppers, and drops her voice.
This avalanche was a catastrophe. How many know? The investigation team is our people, so we can keep them quiet, but a number of those at the foot of the mountain have been infected. It won't be a secret for long. Instruct Matterhorn to set up a blockade and not allow civilians to approach. I want checkpoints on the mountains as well. Contact Rose Island and request secrecy in the housing and treatment of patients. Tell them to contact Carl and Trey if they need any help. And tell Ratos and Arctos to meet me at the train station in 1 hour. Whatever it takes. Understood. Anything else? Take a squad and go to Vine Court immediately. And tell Gnosis to take a team to protect the Rhine Lab observation station. Understood.
Ensiodas checks his clothes and goes back into the conference room. Oh, going back to business right after that.
I apologize for the delay. Let us continue. First, concerning taxation of the joint Chirag Kashmir's mining endeavor. Preposterous! Preposterous! There's never been such a prophecy in any of the scriptures. Why would Chiragander punish us with catastrophe? It's preposterous. But it happened. She's left us because she's angry with us. How do we explain this catastrophe if not by Chiragander's anger?
No, I don't think she's mad at you guys.
Look at the crowd surrounding the Phi-MD court now. They're pious believers in Chiragander, gentle children of Chirag. Are we to tell them that the families and friends they lost, all their suffering, happened for no reason at all? The people are troubled, their faith is shaken, but it's at times like this that our own faith must be stronger than ever. How do we know this isn't a trial from Chiragander to reinforce our faith?
It could just not be Chiragander doing that to you guys. It could be an outside force. Fighting. You know Chiragander's been protecting you guys. Like, come on, people.
Chiragander is not a bad Chirag. Why would she punish Chirag for no reason? Perhaps it happened because we've acted against Chiragander's will.
The young cleric takes one look at the saintess in the middle of the hall, then lowers his head without a word. You may speak your mind.
Saintess, I believe this is a fury of Chiragander. It's a warning. Because of Phi-MD court. Because we made the wrong choice. We should not have allowed the faithless to build upon Mount Karlan. We should have remained firm, rejected them. If they did not defile the temple of Chiragander and anger her, why would Chirag...
His voice grows lower, but at the same time firmer. The hall is quiet, with no one speaking out in objection. I see. You believe that I, the Saintess, have offended Chiragander and brought catastrophe upon Chirag.
No, Saintess, what I mean is...
No, your words offer valuable insight. It is not only the people at the foot of the mountain. Many who sit among us think the same way. This is what is happening now. People doubt the Phi-MD court, and you two are anxious and wavering. Cleric Fangot, Cleric Renoa. One of you believes that Chiragander continues to favor us, as she always has. The other believes that Chiragander has. She bows and thinks for a moment, her alabaster face calm as ice. Recite to me the 3 protections detailed in the Chiragander.
Yes, Saintess. The first protection, page 7, line 9 of the Chiragander. And so she spoke to the shepherd boy, saying, I shall grant you shelter, and all that you may need. I shall hunt in the woods, and I shall plant seeds in the earth, such that you will have furs to wear and food to eat, and neither frost nor famine shall take you. And thus she protects us from the harms of cold and hunger. The second protection, page 25, line 17, of the Chiragander. And so the protector came forth and the people, awakened in the clouds of myriad colors, and built high walls of earth watered with snow. And thus she protects our homes and our kin. And she taught us the means to defend ourselves from our enemies. And page 32, line 2 of the Chiragander, towards the end. That day she proclaimed to the people, My eyes shall watch over you, my fur shall warm you, and my backbone shall protect you, while my flesh and blood shall bless you. You have learned the way of wind and snow, and learned the form of walking. You're the people of Chirag, and the land of Chirag belongs to you from this day forth.
Very good. Now tell me, is there anyone in the Chiragander where Chiragander promises that Chirag will always be safe from catastrophe? It's like, no. No, she didn't say that in particular. Are you making that promise to Chiragander's people on her behalf? Many of the seated clerics look down without a word. It is quite enough to hear a pin drop. The smell of incense fills his nostrils, but it feels as though their breaths have been frozen in place by the exchange of that just occurred.
Your words ring true, Saintess. Catastrophe has struck Chirag. Some have died, and others have become afflicted. The entire snow realm has heard the news. Fear, anxiety, sorrow, and even anger are spreading throughout the people of Chirag. Our duty is to seek a solution.
Certainly. Now is not the time for debate. And my words are intended as a warning, not to fall into the twin traps of panic and prejudice. You are the faithful devotees of Chiragander, and you understand the weight that words have. No member of the Vine-Bee court is to speak of Chirgander's punishment from this moment forth. Tomorrow, I will go into the Hall of Writings and devote myself to studying the scriptures and hearing her voice. Elder Adzo,
Yes, Saintess.
as a new Great Elder, you shall oversee the Vine-Bee court in my stead during my retreat. You are to carry out the duties of the court faithfully and diligently, from placating the people to conducting the memorial service and copying the scriptures for the repose of the deceased.
Understood.
We must have faith. Chirag has weathered many storms and overcome many challenges. The Vine-Bee court is ever with the people. Huh? At least things haven't gotten out of hand. The girl exhales and slumps over the desk, finally able to relax the back that she has kept straight as a fur in the snow. I don't understand. Why do people keep treating our god as a wishing well? Why do they attribute everything good and bad in their lives to her? I know, this is not how I should think as their saintess, but I don't understand why a catastrophe would strike now either. Bring in the dressers, please, Char. The funeral preparations are done. Starting tomorrow, will... Char? The room is quiet except for the whistling of the wind and the cracking of the fire. Enya turns to find that the room is completely empty. Char, where are you? The handmaiden who should be at the saintess' side at all times is nowhere to be seen. There's only Enya's own shadow, thin and long in the light of the fireplace, flickering in the dim room. Char? Oh, she's busy right now. Probably figuring out, like, what's wrong, what happened.
Enya, tell me, honestly, do you still hear Chirgander's voice?
The cracking of burning firewood echoes through the empty room. The wind continues to wail outside the window. She can almost hear the cries of the bewildered devotees at the foot of Mount Carlon. Enya recalls the day that she first came to the saintess' quarters. An unfamiliar room, an unfamiliar smell. Home was well in sight, yet she would never turn where under her own name. At the time, she felt the same emptiness, as though this room were a snowy cave. But she has grown accustomed to having a companion, someone to whom she can pour her heart out to. Someone on whom she can rely. But now, the Chirgander scriptures lie open on the desk. The dressing mirror reflects the girl's helpless expression. Char, you promised me you wouldn't disappear so suddenly. Exactly what happened? Well, catastrophe happened. She has to check what would happen. Like, what went wrong? It's like, this wasn't supposed to happen. It's like, oi. Huh? Ooh, Snow Child, hello. Because, yeah, she wouldn't disappear without a good reason. Which definitely means something's up.
全員の行動力を奪う。それでいいだろう。
Get these snow children. Bonk the snow babies. Oh, I should have put thorns. We're there, but ain't too late.
私の名前を全てのオリジニウムに刻んでやるわよ。
No fear, no pain. This will be fine.
大声出してみなさいよ、ドクター。お友達が待ってるわよ。
These avalanches are fun. Ooh, fluffy snowball. Adorable. It's a baby. Such terrible timing for the babies. Oakenberry. Welcome to this world. Happy birthday. And catastrophe day. You know what? Why not? Just be here. It should be fine. And then you know what? Why not? Oh, you go up there. Oops. Nah, never mind. I don't want you to suffer. Oh, that was fine. Ryan Lab observation station dragged 2 months ago. 2 months ago! That was fast. An observation station of this size, built in such a short period of time. Business must have cried tears of blood when they approved the budget. Hello, Silence. Actually, we got more sponsorship offers from financial institutions than we could handle at the moment. The committee approved the Chirag observation station. If anything, funding was the least of our worries on this project. Honestly, Silence, I didn't expect the committee to approve their proposal that easily. I had my reservations. I still think Ryan Lab is too adventurous with regard to research into the star pod. There are numerous potential risks that we have not fully considered. But I also recognize that the stability I hope for may never come. At the end of the day, it's the specific people in whom we place our trust. Well then, thank you for the trust, Silence of the Scientific Ethics Consensus Committee. I hope what we're doing is worth it. Of course it is. This station is a unique opportunity for the company. In addition to the star pod research, the lower Genium environment of Chirag also offers a rare opportunity for biological research. Not to mention, Miriam has wanted to visit Carlon for ages. Even Ferdinand came up with a proposal for the station's core power supply just 2 weeks after we got approval. Of course, he buried his head in his theoretical research right after that. Elena from Energy is handling the actual implementation. Thanks, Elena. Let's hope our interactions with Chirag goes as smoothly. I believe there'll be no need to worry about that. The door to the observation station opens from the outside. The visitor flicks away the snow that has fallen on his shoulders and walks in. Oh, it's Gnosis. We meet again, Mr. Edelweiss.
Just a regular visit to see if you need anything for the construction of the station. It seems like things are progressing quite smoothly.
Gnosis looks up at the bright lights installed on the spacious ceiling of the station. Ryan, Lab, and Carlin Trade have worked together to build this little temple, sturdy and bright, in an astonishingly short period of time. Compared to the House of the Trag, its bold, futuristic design might as well have come from another world.
Carlin Trade will do everything in our power to assist Ryan Lab's observation project and provide any assistance necessary for outside the scope of work. As long as the terms agreed on in the treaty are upheld, you will enjoy maximum freedom to conduct your activities in Chirag.
Thank you for your generosity, Mr. Edelweiss. Research has always been the sole purpose of Ryan Lab. We have no reason to violate the treaty.
Of course. I believe as much. Such transnational cooperation is unprecedented in the history of Terra. It will undoubtedly produce its share of obstacles. I simply wish to express that as long as we proceed with due candor in the sharing of scientific information, we will be able to avoid this sort of accident that occurred in Trimounts.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Will Saintus come and visit the station?
I expect she will attend the opening ceremony once the facility is complete. Is there a particular reason why you hope to meet her?
Oh, nothing serious. I'm just a curious critter. I kinda remember Saintus wasn't too into our project, but when she flipped around and agreed, all of a sudden... but then she flipped around and agreed all of a sudden. I just want to know what made her change her mind, and I figured that'd be a chance to ask. The Kristen incident happened in year 1099, and the events are now happening in 1101. Ooh, so 1101 or 1102. In those 2-3 years, Ryan Lab has partnered with Carlin Trade.
The Saintess has a very busy schedule. If you wish to meet her, you may want to attend some local ceremonies, if the fancy strikes. The Saintess and the Phi-MD course would be very happy to receive you. Let me know if you have such intentions, and I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Well, aren't you meticulous? You seem made for this job.
I'm simply showing you proper Chirag hospitality. It's our mutual hope that this cooperation will be a fruitful one, free of trouble.
Much appreciated. Our project wouldn't be going so smoothly without your help.
I would not call it help. We were simply trying to achieve the same goal. Carl and Trade will connect the mountains of Trag for you, paving the roads and providing the necessary freedom for your activities. In turn, Ryan Lab will share data from your studies of our local ecology and assist with medical development.
The contract details have to go between Director Fitzroy and Carl and Trade, of course. I'm a researcher, not a diplomat. I just want you to know that Ryan Lab has come to this secret place in good faith.
On this, I think we have the same mind.
They shake hands and nods. They shake hands with nods and smiles, an image that could have served as a perfect press photo.
There is no need to worry. We will continue along as friends, assuming we both abide by agreement.
Yeah, assuming, right?
The representatives of Carl and Trade are here, Elena. They want to meet a representative of Ryan Lab as soon as possible.
Man, look at how cool Elena is. Why? We don't have any scheduled meetings with Carl and Trey, do we? Is it because of the catastrophe?
They want to discuss the cause and at least obtain the data observed by the station.
Right. Did you see Caroline anywhere? She's supposed to be in charge of the observation data, isn't she?
That's the other question I have for you. No one's seen her since yesterday morning.
What? Men with guns surrounding the station, demanding all of our researchers gather in the lobby for questioning. Is this how Carlin Tree treats its friends, Mr. Edelweiss? Like, what the heck happened? The researchers stand around the spacious lobby in small groups. I want to know what she found. Gnosis and the guards of Clan Silverash occupy the outside area near the door. The two groups stand opposite one another, as though separated by an invisible river. It's either she found something that she shouldn't have, or she found something interesting and wanted to find out even more information. She's like, I need to do this right now. I'm inspired. Must go out. But she looks so sus.
It's a request, not demand. And it seems that not all of your researchers are accounted for.
Who exactly are you looking for?
A researcher who was spotted in a restricted military zone of Drag.
Ah, yeah, restricted. Girl. Gnosis scans the faces of the researchers one by one. The strong guards stand silently while the researchers exchange wordless gazes.
She is not here. It seems that Ryan Lab is not fully aware of your researchers' whereabouts.
If you're accusing us of espionage, I'll ask that you submit your complaint through the official channels. We're unable to cooperate with impromptu investigations like so.
Of course. There's another reason why I'm here. I'm sure you've heard about the catastrophe that occurred within Chirag's borders several hours ago, something that has never happened in our history. Panic is spreading. The people's nerves are sensitive, and anything new may provoke a reaction. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Should I trust that you're not one of the sensitive ones, Mr. Edelweiss?
My views in this matter, and Colin Trade's views, are not important at this time. What is important is that the people want an explanation. I hope to work together with you to find the cause of this catastrophe.
I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. I just checked the station's observation logs. There was nothing out of the ordinary in the 72 hours preceding the catastrophe.
So you're telling me that the observation station did not detect anything abnormal leading up to the first catastrophe to strike this land in 1,000 years?
That's the truth, at least based on our observation data. Elena? It's alright, Mr. Edelweiss wants the truth. We'll give you the truth. The primary objective of this observation station is to study the star pod. Current research shows no relationship between the star pod and catastrophes. Similarly, any assertion that building an observation station here might bring catastrophe to Shrag is purely speculative with no basis in evidence. Wait a second, Elena. Now's not the time to be argumentative. May I be frank?
You may.
The young woman's voice is calm, her gaze firm and unwavering. A woman's words then. This may run contrary to the Shrag faith, but from a scientific perspective, so-called sudden catastrophes are not an abnormal occurrence. It is the peace and quiet that Shrek has enjoyed for so long, and the attitude of taking it for granted, that is truly abnormal. The lobby is completely quiet. Elena's words echo to the end of the corridor. When this observation station was first established, Ryan Lab considered adding a catastrophe warning system. Unfortunately, we placed too much trust in its past experience, and did not consider the installation of this system to be a priority. If we are to take remedial measures, the real priority should be for Ryan Lab and Carlin Trade to go back to the negotiating table and establish an effective catastrophe detection system in Shrek as soon as possible.
A most astute observation, miss. I agree completely. Carlin Tree will make developing a catastrophe detection system a top priority. We would like to obtain a copy of the station's observation data from the past month. May we expect your cooperation?
Of course. One moment, please. I didn't know you had it in you, Lena. Sorry, Director Musis. Was I too hot-headed? A little bit, maybe. I was just angry at how science has to explain for perceptions that are completely unscientific, no matter where we are. We have to recognize that science can be a very distant thing for a lot of people. The people and the things that trouble us are part of this land. It's not something that we can ignore. Like Silence said, science is clear. Science is a clear, incisive look at every one of us. I know, but this is just so absurd. Never mind that for now. Let's get the data we need. Data. It's not like we'll find anything. Wait, this graph. Elena picks up the scattered papers and notices the shape of a certain curve on the spectrogram, so there is something sus looking. This is impossible. What is it? This machine is used to study the star pod's structure by bombarding it with high-powered particle beams and observing the resulting electromagnetic radiation. But I just realized that the data obtained between 3 to 4 a.m. on December 7th is identical to the data from the same period on December 4th. Ooh, someone faked the readings? An unusual coincidence? No, it's impossible. Just like how no two snowflakes are completely alike, atmospheric electromagnetic radiation is constantly changing. There's only one possibility. If the exact same waveform is displayed during the same time period on 2 different days for an entire hour, someone altered these data. Hello, this time no crashing. But there was scuff in real life, aka more construction in my room, ahahaha. Which means I'll have even more luck inside of games. Falsifying data to support a hypothesis, but people don't usually pull shenanigans like that until way later in the project. Got any idea who might have done it? December 7th, the day before the catastrophe. Yeah, it's the current event. Why is Ryan Labs here? Because they made a station. The one on observation duty was... Carolyn. Could it be? Carolyn, what are you doing, Carolyn? Angry shouts pierce through the metal walls.
Give Mont Carlin back to us! Back to Chirag! Back to Chiragander! Get off Chiragander's land!
Oof. Just oof. Well, that's a way to end the first stage. That's sad. Wow, though, at least we know when Oak and Barry were born. Happy birthday to Oak and Barry. December babies. The congratulations to us. Oak and Barry. Yeah, it doesn't mix well at all. It really doesn't, unfortunately. Though I'm glad that Gnosis is like, you know what? I like your proposal. Let's do the thing. Let's make a catastrophe detection system. Which makes sense to implement since they already have the avalanche one. So why not add in a catastrophe one just in case? You know, better safe than sorry going forward. Gnosis is like, finally, something that... Like, something that I can do right now. Cool. Time to approve our place. Do. Elena should be fine. It's just Carolyn. Carolyn, what the heck did you find? Why did you mess up the data? Well, or not mess up the data. Why did you mess up the data? I guess we'll find out later. Our little preview will be lovely neighbors. Ah, the sarcasm. Lovely neighbors. Yeah, so lovely. Incredibly lovely. Actually, maybe it'll be fine. It could be fine. Never mind, it says weakness you can exploit. Not as fine. But yeah, tomorrow for more continuing. At least I have one stage to farm. So our item is the multi-functional snow detector. Multi-functional survey equipment scattered throughout the snow from the avalanches. Please return to the observation station when found, and staff will express their gratitude with practical supplies. A survey instrument developed by Rhine Lab specifically for use in Trag to collect various data from the mysterious snowy realm, maintaining stable functionality even in low-temperature environments. Myths are merely unexplained realities, and science will one day snatch off their veils. Elena firmly believes in this. Ah, so these are Rhine Lab stuffies. What a start! We got the birth of 2 new bebes, of twins, and then we lost the elder and a bunch of people, so oof. So this will be interesting seeing how it goes later on tomorrow. Hopefully, everything will work out in the end. All shall be fine enough. Fingers crossed. I don't have any more funds for pulls, unfortunately. I tried pulling yesterday. I didn't get lucky yet. If anything, I gotta save up a bit. Or buy. I'm just gonna hope that I'll get lucky for the dailies for now, because I do want them in the end. No matter how long it takes. Let's see if it'll be nice or not. You know, I'll show how much I did so far. I'll do the 1. So, 269 rolls to claim. So you can see how much I have left. Ah, blue, of course. So not too many pools, considering I didn't have that much. Hey, scavenger. But lucky the banner's still new enough, so there's hope in the world. And I'm gonna buy skins, so I can't really use my stones for more gacha funds. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the weeklies slowly, because I like getting those passes. The passes make things so much easier in life. But that's for future me to worry about. It's okay. At least I can just farm this one stage. That's where my sanity's gonna go. I need to start farming. I gotta gain more trust with my Rhine employees, after all. Exactly, the poor wallet. Plus, I want more Alco. I actually got my Alco to NP4. Teehee. But I want more. So I'm debating if I want to pull out the wallet for her again. Or not really again, since the wallet was pulled out for Alice. So I could technically for Alco. I just gotta think about it. But for now, I want ice cream, and then I can think about my decisions in life. And how I want to throw out my money to the gacha gods. So with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day and epic gacha luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye! Woohoo! Farm, farm, farm. Farm, 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 farm.